Have you ever felt like you're a sensible person with your own opinions and not easily influenced? Until you suddenly realize you're being led, not by pressure, not by threats, not by yelling, but by compliments. Sounds absurd, but it's the most common and most subtle form of psychological manipulation. Through compliments. Praise, the starting point of a psychological trap. Many people think a toxic relationship begins with control, jealousy, coldness, or violence. But the truth is, many of them start with a seemingly harmless sentence. You're so good. No one does it as well as you do. Only you make me feel this way. How do you feel then? Happy, recognized. You feel special, acknowledged, and you start to open up, even your guard. But you don't know that. It might be the first hook, a sugar-coated hook. The praise isn't wrong, but if it comes at the wrong time or is repeated deliberately, it begins to sow the seeds of dependence. You don't know you're being led because everything is too smooth, too comfortable. Instead of questioning, you feel grateful. And it is in that moment that you become the most vulnerable. Someone willing to do anything, just to hold on to the feeling of, I deserve to be loved. Proposing that, the federal game was perfected and expected with Brown, between, in districts accessed, the commitment effect, when praise binds you. In psychology, Dr. Robert Cialdini, author of Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, described a phenomenon called the commitment and consistency effect. People tend to act in ways that are consistent with the image they think others expect of them. When someone praises you as being good, thoughtful, trustworthy, you, subconsciously, will try to behave in accordance with that image. It's a natural mechanism. But what if that praise comes right before a request? You start to be led. You will find it difficult to say no, because refusing means you are no longer worthy of that praise. So you accept, even if you don't want to, even if you're tired, even if it's not reasonable, but you keep going. Lily, a new office worker. In her first week, her boss praised her. No one has learned as quickly and proactively as you. You're a real asset. Lily felt truly special. She started doing more, staying late, taking on extra work, helping colleagues. Each time she received a compliment. But then, as the workload increased, Lily began to feel exhausted. She wanted to refuse, but a voice echoed in her head. I'm trusted. I'm good. What if they're disappointed? And she continued, until she lost sleep, lost inspiration for work, and no longer felt like she was living for herself. That's the most subtle manipulation at work. No one forces you, you volunteer. But the motivation comes from a compliment at the wrong time.
Common manipulation tactics using compliments. Conditional praise, I like you, if you stay this gentle. The praise comes with a requirement to change or maintain a state, forcing you to trade your true self to keep the recognition. Praise for exploitation. Only you can do this so quickly, help me with this extra task. The praise is intended to create a sense of obligation. You are put in a can't-refuse position. Praise to induce guilt. I only trust you. If you don't help, who can I rely on? Guilt is triggered, making you act out of fear of disappointing others. They all share a common mechanism, creating invisible pressure based on your good image. Why are we so easily caught in this trap? Because within each person there is always a very real need to be recognized, to be seen, to be appreciated. According to Dr. Robin Stern, author of The Gaslight Effect, people who are easily victimized by sweet manipulation are often emotional, highly responsible, and always want to do the right thing. They are easily guilt-ridden, easily swayed by the expectations of others, and especially, they have a hard time saying no. The feeling of being praised, especially if it comes from someone you respect, is like an emotional reward. But if you're not alert, that reward will turn into a chain. You start acting not for yourself, but for an image you're afraid of breaking. When praise makes you doubt yourself. The most dangerous thing here is praise doesn't make you doubt others. It makes you doubt yourself. Praise sometimes doesn't make you happy, but makes you put pressure on yourself. You are not forced, but feel you have to try, just not to disappoint others. You start doing things you don't really want to do, just for a compliment. The line between I want and I should gradually becomes blurred. You don't dare to say no because you're afraid people will think you've changed. You don't rest because you're afraid of being judged as lazy. You continue to take on work, continue to push yourself, but you no longer feel happy. Worse, you start to doubt yourself. Am I selfish? Am I letting others down? And you gradually lose your true self, just to maintain an image of a good person that others expect. The solution: how not to get swept away, not by doubting everything, but by pausing. When someone compliments you, ask, does this compliment come with any expectations? Is it right before I'm about to refuse something? Do they often use compliments as a stepping stone before an unreasonable request? And if you find yourself being pushed into a difficult situation, learn to say, I appreciate your trust, but I need to think about it more. I appreciate the compliment, but I'm not able to take on more work right now. Setting boundaries isn't ungrateful. It's the action of a mature person who knows how to respect themselves. Not every compliment is a gift. Manipulation through violence, we recognize it. Manipulation through silence, we suspect it. But manipulation through compliments, we appreciate it. And that's why it's the sweetest and most dangerous type of manipulation. It doesn't scare you. It doesn't anger you. It makes you doubt yourself, blame yourself, and then tie yourself up. Be aware of the sweetness. Not every compliment is a gift. Some compliments are just a sugar-coated chain. If you've ever fallen into the trap of sweet compliments, share your story. Perhaps your experience will help someone wake up in time.
If you found value in what I've shared, please consider subscribing so we can keep going on this journey together. Thank you for staying with me until the end of the video.